Still to come, Al Sharpton on the Reverend Jeremiah Wright. Mr. Sharpton joins us in a minute. We like Al Sharpton on the show, and we are not ashamed. Plus, an all-dwarf Kiss cover band. They join us, too. All that in just a minute, but first, here's a look at your headlines.
I'm Christina Brown. Here's what's happening. Wall Street investment bank Bear Stearns had to turn to J.P. Morgan Chase and the Federal Reserve for emergency loans today to stay afloat amid a near run on the bank. Bear Stearns has suffered huge losses from mortgage-related investments. The news triggered a sell-off on Wall Street with the Dow plunging 194 points. Bear Stearns shares fell 47% today. Speaking in New York, President Bush made his most candid comments yet about the economy, acknowledging it's going through a tough time. He defended his administration's response, including the economic stimulus package approved by Congress, and warned against more drastic intervention. And authorities say a man who may have been exposed to toxic ricin in his Las Vegas motel room a month ago has regained consciousness for the first time and is now being questioned. Several vials of ricin powder were found in the room after the 57-year-old man was hospitalized on Valentine's Day. Now back to Tucker.
Yuri Kukuchev, the clown, outstanding.
Now this is where the Pilates actually comes in. So we do arm circles.
And up to the mobile phone. And I'd say if it's charging.
That is...
You've got a light on.
That is tremendous.
Cha-cha. Cha-cha. Good. Twirl. Twirl. Cha-cha. Twirl. Excellent. And twirl. No talking. Good girl. Back. Take a bow.
Hope you caught the dog yoga in that montage. We actually did that on our show. We're better now. John McCain will almost certainly run his fall campaign on the strength of his national security bona fides, while the Clinton and Obama campaigns shred one another as they struggle for the nomination on the Democratic side. McCain is leaving town next week. He's going to Israel, England, and France. It's all part of a congressional delegation. He'll be having meetings with U.S. allies, so almost certainly brandish those meetings against either Clinton or Obama after Labor Day. Will it work? Associate editor of The Hill, A.B. Stoddard, joins us, as are the columnists for the New York Times, the main one I read anyway, Rosa Brooks. A.B., you have been, as I've said many times, one of the very few to have called this McCain phenomenon from day one. I'm not saying you're a McCain supporter, but you were farsighted enough to see that he could be the nominee. Is the national security thing, is that the key to his victory? Is there any other way for him?
Well, I think that when Hillary Clinton is telling the Democratic electorate that John McCain's national security credentials are superior to Barack Obama's, it's time for him to get on an airplane and go out and show them off.
Yeah.
What better time?
It doesn't get any better. What about that? I mean, if you're an Obama supporter, how much anger do you have?
I think if you're an Obama supporter, you're extremely annoyed. But frankly, if you're a Democrat, you should be extremely annoyed because the odds are, no matter what Lenny didn't quite answer your question about how can Hillary win, but the odds are that Obama is going to be the nominee, and Hillary is slicing and dicing him, saying things like John McCain is ready to be commander-in-chief, I'm ready, but Obama has a speech from 2002. That is not going to help the Democrats in the election, the general election.
What if it's true? Shouldn't she get points for that?
I don't think it is true. And Tucker, we talked about this last week, that you can't simultaneously say, this guy would be a great vice president, a heartbeat away from the presidency, but oops, he's not actually ready to be commander-in-chief. You can't have it both ways, one or the other. But I think you used the right word, Tucker, when you said McCain is brandishing his, national security credentials here. He's going out there. I think, he might start a little war. Maybe that would be the best.
I think he's going to start a war while
you never know. This is Mr. Bomb around.
This is
that's what's interesting here. Let's go see what he does. And I think he's hoping that this is going to burnish his credentials, but it'll be really interesting to see how he handles
Dr.
it.
Strangelove abroad.
Absolutely.
Every time I talk to Democrats, not usually on the set, and I thank you for your candor, but it's always the same attack on McCain. He's a warmonger. He's crazy. He's going to start more wars in a week.
Crazy.
I don't mean mentally ill.
Right.
I mean that he is reckless and he loves conflict and violence.
But look at this. Look at this moment where John McCain has some sort of relative peace and stability because he doesn't really have to do anything except talk about vice presidential contenders.
Right.
He's wrapped it up. Hillary and Barack are actually kind of ruining any chance at the nomination the other one would have should they win. And And for John McCain, the surge vindicates him at this moment. We have no idea what's going to happen the rest of the year. But you look at, Michael Gershom is making the case in the Washington Post today that Barack Obama has shifted on Iraq. Hillary Clinton certainly has when the moment was required politically, but John McCain didn't. He stood into the wind and he risked everything, and he was right. I mean, we have no idea. It's a long time till November, but if things don't change and John McCain finds a way, and it will be a struggle, to distance himself from the Bush mistakes in other areas of governing, but to tie himself to a vision and the correct leadership and the correct call at the moment that it was required on Iraq. It's going to be compelling for people who switch between the two parties in those elections.
Okay, so you two are obviously two of my favorite people to talk to. This is our final show. That's why I wanted to have you here. I want your completely unvarnished predictions. I never do predictions. I think they're hokey and dopey.
No one warned me.
No one warned you because I really want to know what you think. And you don't need to. I'm not gonna have a show to pull up the tape and embarrass you if you're wrong. Okay? So no one will ever see this again. What do you think is actually going to happen, Rosa?
Oh gosh, this is one of those things where it pits my desire to see the Democrats, pull this one off with my anxiety that the Democrats, of course, we all know that they are experts at screwing things
totally
up. And we're watching them do it, and it breaks my heart. But I still think
this is the hell out of me, I have to say.
Yeah, I don't want to go there. But I think the Democrats will probably pull this off, and I think that's probably true for two reasons. One is that I think we're already beginning to see that the temporary gains of the surge were temporary. We've reached a point of stasis. Violence dropped, but it's not dropping anymore. We're not seeing that political progress we were supposed to see. So what then happens next? That becomes the question. How long do we keep 150,000 American troops there to keep a lid on things at still an astronomically high level of violence? So that's one thing, that the Iraq war, it's not getting worse, but it's not getting better. It's still an issue. And two, the economy. And there's John McCain saying, gee whiz, I guess I don't really know that much about that economy, and that's the traditional Democratic strength.
Well, since you're a working journalist, I'm not going to ask you who you think is going to win the election, because that makes you too uncomfortable.
On this day, this is the problem. My beginning comment is this. I cannot see tonight, on this Friday night, I cannot see Hillary Clinton getting up and saying, I will do everything I can to elect Barack Obama. He is going to beat John McCain. He's our best hope. It's all going to work out great. I cannot see Barack Obama standing next to Hillary Clinton and saying, I want everyone who followed me, I want the youth vote, I want the black vote 9-1, I want everyone to believe that change is coming in the next Clinton administration. So I can't see the end of this mess. I know all of the fundraising, all of the enthusiasm, all of the turnout, all of the polling, and all of the issues, particularly the economy, first and foremost the economy, cut the Democrats' way. But by the time the damage is done, I don't know what opportunities there will be for John McCain.
They had everything going for him, but they're just too disorganized. You both may be right. Thank you both. Truly.
Thank you
for coming on. You're the best. Rosa Avey-Stutter. Not all of our guests have been members of Congress. Some have, but not all, as you'll see. This tune is called Yellow Moon. Let's see a face dance to it.
Yellow moon, wanna keep creeping in my window.
Harry Truman knew I was going to do your show.
Yes, Harry Truman did.
Yes, and it was Harry Truman psychic on 3 occasions if you read my book. And Harry Truman is ticked off. He is very, very angry at President Bush.